Good morning, everybody. Mestre Sukuri coming to you from Tokyo, Japan. Mestre Vibes here on Patreon. Episode 46. Can you believe it? We are now on episode 46. I want to talk today a little bit about something kind of interesting, a little bit more on the personal level. This week, I'd actually done a podcast, episode 46, earlier in the week. And after listening to it again, I decided to delete it and redo it again. The reason is because I'm realizing I'm coming to a point in my life where I've organized my business, my academia, my life as a capoeira mestre, my family, my friends, everything, that I'm left with a lot of free time. The only problem being is that I'm a person who's been working their whole life, struggling, doing, and, just trying to make, coming from from South San Diego, going on to University of San Diego State University, working, then coming to Japan and going to Waseda and building a capoeira group and so many things. We're now in Korea, soon to be in Okinawa again, a little stronger. Papito's moving down there, Pantera in Yokohama, Cobrinha in Thailand, so many things that are wonderfully happening. And it's so organized, and I'm surrounded by so many wonderful people that at times I need to do anxiety, right? So I feel anxious because I feel like I'm not doing anything. I feel like I'm lazier or no energy when I realize it's not that. I just have nothing to do. In the past, I'm always doing, for example, I'll do glass cutting. I bought some wire today. I'm going to be doing fixing some beating bows to take with me when I travel this year. For everybody there, remember, May 24th to May 28th, I will be in Korea with my wife, kids, and family, and we'll be there for Contra Mestre Danza Niñas Bachizado, and you guys are all welcome to come, and I'll make a little flyer for that, including my flights and everything in case you guys want to jump on those flights with us. It's not that expensive, and it's from Korea to Narita to Seoul, and I've already booked the hotel, but I haven't paid for it because we can change it later. If more people go, then the more the merrier. So things are going so well that I feel like, oh my God, I have so much free time. At the same time, I realize I got to dedicate my time to doing what I do best, and that's being Mestre Sukuri and developing my family and my business and everything that I do around that. So I had a lot of time today and yesterday to just think about that and realize, as always, how blessed I am to have this situation, and things that I'm looking at towards the future is just, keeping it going and keep doing what I can do as best I can. So let me give you guys a little update on the Brazilian soul in Asia. I've contacted different people in Taiwan and around, and a lot of that is just waiting for people to respond. You can take a horse to water, but you can't have it drink. So a lot of times I'm waiting, and a lot of times people are not as what's the word I want to use? Not as quick to respond as I would like it to be. Yesterday, on another note, so I'm going to Korea, and that'll be great. But let's switch it over to something else. I was thinking a lot about how great this podcast is going and how we're on episode 46 now, and that's quite an accomplishment. And I'm listening to a couple other podcasts on capoeira and understanding that each podcast really has to have its own unique identity if you want to take it forward. I guess I'll let you guys hear a couple of ideas I had, and if you guys think they're good or we should, proceed with that, what do you think, right? One idea I had is I understand that I have a very special place as a mastery of capoeira, but also with my special background and being a capoeira mestre here in Japan and in Asia. And I'm thinking, should I restart my podcast from one and make it a public podcast, have it up on Spotify and just start from ground zero? For you guys, it wouldn't be ground zero. It would be updates, and it would be fun and interesting, I think, for me to not only hit that, but one of the things that I get asked a lot about is right now is, my mentorship that I'm doing for people who are listening, but also want to get some understanding a little bit more and some reflection, some not insight, because I don't know if I'm doing things better than anyone. I know that I've got a wonderful wife who is stable with me, and we're going to be, actually, this Sunday is going to be our 20th wedding anniversary. If you've been with somebody for a long time, it's sometimes easy to forget which year is which. And last year we thought it was our 20th, but it's actually this year. 2004 we got married, and this Sunday on the 3rd of March is our wedding anniversary, which is also Hina-sama or Hina-matsuri, which is the Princess Day in Japan. And my wife put up the beautiful little dolls, and I'll probably take a picture and put it up so you guys can all see that. We haven't done it in a while because it's been a little bit of a challenge to have the space and to do everything we do, especially with so many new kids coming in. But I'll take a picture of that and put it up. So the idea of doing a podcast, but one of the questions that I get a lot is, how is it living in Japan? And a lot of people who live in Japan, sometimes I feel long-term have a lot of detrimental or negative mental health issues. And I don't mean it, I want to be really careful because I'm not a professional psychologist. I'm talking more as a person who's going to be 53 this year, who's built a little bit of success in their own little corner of the capoeira world, and who's a stable father, a stable husband, and I hope to be, to be emotionally stable person. So as I'm talking to people, I find that I'm mentoring a lot and just letting people know, look, it's not something that is unique to you, but that a lot of people are feeling, especially for men's mental health. And I think there's a lot of people out there doing this kind of thing. It's not, I know there's something called the red pill, which is really male assertiveness, but that's not what I'm really into. I'm really into more just, common sense growth. Men and women, it doesn't matter where you're coming from or what you're doing, but coming from a very liberal background, being raised in Southern California, to what I now consider some people might say conservative, but I don't say conservative, I say common sense, because the world works in a certain way, and whether you like it or not, the world doesn't turn for you. You have to learn to turn for the world. And I think that I might be able to give some advice and maybe show some examples that people can reflect on, and maybe it'll add to their own personal growth. And doing this as a foreigner living in Japan for 25 years, and as a mestre of capoeira who's been doing this for 35 years. So I was checking out a couple you have to have a hosting service. So one of the hosting services, it's about, $10, $15 a month. But if you guys think that's something that would be interesting, it would be on Spotify, iTunes, and I could put it out there. Again, this week I checked a lot. My son has showed me a homepage where you can check how much a YouTube channel makes. And I was surprised, some of the bigger YouTube channels with capoeira, 20,000 people, but with views less than 500 per video. So I guess you're kind of playing the numbers game. I mean, one estimate was you get $10 for every 1,000 people who watch your video. That would mean that I would need to fix up the studio room a little bit more and start trying to make it look more like a a video podcast, I guess, if I'm going to do that on YouTube. But if I just do it on like a Spotify network, again, remember when I did my CDs and everything, I mean, I think I'm like, if I'm lucky, I'm at $1.50 now after half a year. So making money on these kind of things is really wouldn't be the goal as much as imparting and sharing some life experience, some positivity, but also some common sense, which a lot of times I feel right now people don't want to think about, because if you want to get to a level of psychological, mental like stability and success in your life, then maybe I can give a little bit of what I've gone through and share that with all of you and share it with the community at large. So right now I'm thinking maybe step one would be start an easy podcast for maybe once a week on schedule, and then have that on Spotify, iTunes, and whatnot. And maybe even try to get that started so that there's a video on YouTube. The goal wouldn't be to make money, but to really mentor and help out as many people as I can. Of course, it would be coming from a foreigner in Japan, Mestre Capoeira, spiritual background and philosophical background, but it would come with a lot of common sense that Capoeira has given me over the years. But that's just one idea I have. If you guys think I should start a public Spotify, then we could start from the beginning. There's so much material that I think I could give an original feedback on or overview that might be interesting for everybody involved, or for people who might be interested in seeing what I got going. So let me know what you guys think. Now, moving on to the next topic today. Today I want to talk about, what I'm going to be doing. I feel like I'm getting ready for the events and summers. April 21st, we got Hamamatsu. Again, everyone's welcome to come with me. And I got to get some birimbaos done. And I feel really, really just fortunate to have all the great people who are going to be around me this year for some of the great events that we're going to be having. So I got to get some birimbaos done. I got to do the wiring. You know how that is. And I've been teaching a lot of the kids how to string the birimbaos and how to play. And I'm going more and more from a stronger, old school Mestre Sukuri type of teaching, where I'm more stronger on the kids, like a martial arts teacher, but just as loving as ever. And I really feel the younger generation now needs a stable form of challenge in their lives, right? When I'm telling them, you guys have to really, be, independent and do what you guys got to do. At the same time, you guys have to be very, chase after capoeira, chase after it, because I realize in my life that if I do too much and do too much of a good customer service, then people tend to idle and sit by. And there's going to be some fun changes over the next few weeks that I hope that'll make things better. I got to write lyrics today, so I've got a good 3 or 4 hours of behind the scenes work before I even start teaching at 5 o'clock. That's pretty much what I got today. So if you guys have any ideas or any topics or anything you guys would like to hear about, let me know. Let's do this. I'll finish off today with something I haven't done in a while, a little bit of singing, and I hope you guys like it. Let me just grab a quick instrument here. Olha a flor da laranjeira, alô Bahia, é a flor que tanto cheira. Alô Bahia, vem do Rio de Janeiro. Alô Bahia, é a flor do feiticeira. Alô Bahia, eu sou flor da laranjeira. Alô Bahia, é a flor que tanto cheira. Alô Bahia, vou mandar tirar, flor de laranja pra meu bem cheirar. Olha a flor da laranjeira, alô Bahia, e a flor que tanto cheira. Alô Bahia, vem do Rio de Janeiro. Alô Bahia, e a flor de feiticeira. Alô Bahia. Guys, have a wonderful day. Lots of love, lots of peace, and lots of capoeira. Mestre Sukuri, Mestre Vibes, Tokyo, Japan.